Hello everyone, I am teacher is Victor, my name is Victor Morocho. The topic is how to solve a cultural misunderstanding politically. Uh, what are cultural misunderstanding? Today I will show you a short PPP lesson focused on intercultural communicative competence. The lesson focused on their main aspect. First, language, where a student learns political expression and modal verbs to resolve misunderstanding. Second, intercultural competence, where students analyze different communication styles and avoid stereotypes. And finally, ethics and autonomy, where students learn to communicate respectfully and make responsible decisions. To continue the first video.
If you're learning a language, chances are that you've heard the term Intercultural Communicative Competence, or ICC. But what is it? One way to define intercultural communicative competence is here. It's using language skills and cultural knowledge and understanding in authentic context to effectively interact with people. It is not simply knowing about the language and about the products and the practices of a culture. Rather, it is an active participation in communicating with those from another culture, experiencing and discovering the culture because of an inherent curiosity and forming new attitudes that If you are learning a language, chances are that you've heard the term Intercultural Communicative Competence, or ICC. But what is it? One way to define intercultural communicative competence is here. It's using language skills and cultural knowledge and understanding in authentic context to effectively interact with people. It is not simply knowing about the language and about the products and the practices of a culture. Rather, it is an active participation in communicating with those from another culture, experiencing and discovering the culture because of an inherent curiosity and forming new attitudes that mediate between one's own and the other's cultures. Simply put, ICC is the ability to successfully function across cultural contexts. It involves much more than knowing the word-level meaning of target language vocabulary. It involves awareness of big C culture, or observable and explicit representations of culture, like food, holidays, and celebrations. But perhaps more importantly, it involves little c culture, or culture that isn't easily observable. This includes cultural products such as speech patterns and understanding intended rather than literal meaning, ideas related to personal space, gestures, ideas about power, collective action, and political stances. To begin improving your intercultural communicative competence, try and observe, analyze, practice, extend routine. Pick a language function, like texting an invitation, and see where you can find examples in the target language. Then, observe the language use, analyze the patterns at play, and see if you can use them in your own language practice. After you're done, find out more. Look up new words and phrases you encountered, and ask for input on anything you didn't understand that happened in the conversation. Start practicing today.
Okay. The objective this lesson, the the objective the objective of this lesson is to help students develop intercultural communicate competence. Students will learn to identify culture misunderstanding and understand that communication styles can differ across cultures. Through politics expression and modal verbs, they will practice resolving conflicts respectfully and promoting ethical and respectful communication. For example, a present and cultural scenario, an employer writes to messenger, send me the report today. I asked him it is politics in our cultures. I create these types of scenario so they understand that communication styles can vary depending on the cultures. Some cultures are more direct, with other prefer indirect and polite communication. This connects with the clear methodology as students learn culture and language simultaneous. In this stage, we will learn language useful for polite communication. We practice expression like "could you please?" I was wonder if would it be possible. Here we learn modal verb like should and could to give police advice. This linguistic tool helps us communicate respectfully in international context. let's let's do short the practice exercise on Kahoot. Uh, this will this will help you practice communication and develop intercultural awareness. Okay. Students, Killian, which sentences is more important?
A sentence that will be more polite will be, could you please send me the report today?
Excellent. Correct. Students, Jenny. Direct communication is policy in a culture, true or false?
False.
False. Okay, correct. Students Consa, which modal verb is better for giving political advice? The answer, most, show, approve, or dislike. Monica or other students? Jenny, Consa. Which modal verb is better for giving political advice? The answer, true. Okay, correct. Students, Killian, you open someone from another cultures. What do you say?
I am
Yeah,
sorry if my message sound rude.
excellent. I'm sorry if my messages sound ruleless. Students, Veronica, IA tool can help students practice political communication. True or false?
The true teacher.
Excellent. And finally, students, Jenny, what is most important in intercultural communication? Speaking, respectful and empathy.
Respect and empathy.
Excellent, respect and empathy. Excellent. Let's go. reflection questions. Intercultural communication competence is essential in English language teaching. As language goes beyond grammar and vocabulary, it is a bridge between cultures. When students learn to communicate respectfully, they develop empathy, critical thinking, and ethical awareness. This lesson shows that English language education shows promoting not only linguistic accuracy but also cultural respect and responsible interaction. By integrating clear ethical reflection and technology, students become autonomous learners prepared for intercultural communication in real life. And finally, intercultural communication competence, ECC, promotes lifeless skills. It's prepared the students to communicate professionally, socially, and ethical in diverse setting. Okay, thank you very much.